Court Dog Experience, where I talk Ohio State Buckeyes. So if you're liking this segment, please hit the like button. And if you enjoy Buckeye content in general, please subscribe. Still building this thing up, so help a brother grow. Hit that subscribe button. So the spring game, a couple months out, so we hot and heavy in basketball season, and it's going all right. For the guys, it's going terrible, but the ladies, it's going all right. But what you know what? The moment I start praising Kevin McGuff, the king, they lost 3 of their last 4. But JC's back. JC's back. JC Sheldon is back. Her first game back didn't go as planned as Maryland. They just put a butt whipping. They just put a butt whipping on us. But that was her first game back. She's still getting acclimated to getting back into the rotation, and Maryland did what the Maryland was at home, and they put a butt whipping. There ain't no other way around now. When they put a butt whipping on Ohio State, and they bounced back with the win over Minnesota. So but JC's back. I still feel if they can get her back into the groove, get that rotation somewhat how it was at the beginning of the year, get some of these players back to their natural positions, let Taylor Mikesell just do what Taylor Mikesell does and shoot that 3. Don't have her handling the ball as much. I think get back to some term of normalcy for the ladies team when they were tearing it up at the beginning of the year. Then get that press going again and get those turnovers, because that's when they were flourishing. So Kevin McGuff got some time to get JC back going again, and hopefully this team will get back to where they were at the beginning of the season, because with her back 100% or as healthy as she can be, I still think this is a Final Four capable team. I still think they can get there. This team is good. This is a real good team that Kevin McGuff has put together. So hopefully JC, hopefully she can get healthy and get back to where she was at when she was at All-American status. If they get her back to that point, they're going to be a problem. Ohio State's going to be a problem to deal with if they get it going again. So all you teams now, get your shots in on Ohio State, because once they get going again, they're going to be a problem. I still think they're going to win the Big Ten, the ladies' Big Ten tournament. They lost their grip on that number 1, maybe number 2 seed, but if they bounce back and finish the year strong, I still think they can get a number 1 or 2 seed and going into the big dance. So we'll see how it goes down the stretch for the ladies team. I'm still excited about them. Still excited about Cody McMahon. Still excited about Taylor Theory. I think we got a good squad. We got a good squad. Just gotta keep them healthy. Keep them healthy. Ohio State can do some damage come March Madness. So let's see how that plays out down the stretch. On another note, what can you say about the men's team? Lost to Northwestern, y'all. At home. Northwestern. At home. We lost. Lost 9-10. Lost 9 of our last 10 games. That's not good. That's not good. And I know it's a young team. This is a talented team. In my opinion, this is a talented team. At the beginning of the year, we just couldn't close out games. Now we can't even get in them from the get-go. It's bad all the way around. It's bad. It's too talented of a team to be this bad, even as young as they are. I still think we got the best freshman in the conference, arguably the best freshman. Your boy in Indiana is pretty good, but I love Bryce Sensabaugh. I think he, like I said, arguably the best freshman in the conference this year. He has a good freshman class, and why we are sneaking it up this bad, I can't put in words. But you know how that goes. Gene Smith came out and gave his vote of confidence, for what that's worth. Gave his vote of confidence to Chris Holtman, and I think Chris Holtman gonna have to do something down the stretch. He ain't making NCAAs is out of the question. Even if they win the Big Ten tournament, they ain't going to the NCAA. They're not going. They're not going to the big dance. They better hope for that NIT bid. Because I just and get ready for next year. Is it too soon to say that? I don't know. I don't see this team doing nothing this year. I don't see them doing nothing this year. They can't make free throws. They can't close out games. I don't know if he's lost the team. The team still seems to play hard. They just can't get it done. And according to some of the stuff I'm reading, Gene Smith is still good with him. Still good with him. He knows this is a young team, but and according to some of what I'm reading, Gene Smith and Chris Holtmann have an understanding of what this year was supposed to be and how this year can play out. But I think Chris Holtmann ought to understand as well that Gene Smith, I don't see Gene Smith sticking with him if he keeps going down this path of losing. Because Gene Smith, even though he has a lot of detractors, a lot of folks don't give Gene Smith the credit I think he deserves or whatnot. But Gene Smith is not. He's overseeing a sports program and athletic department that is successful in several different sports across the board, and he doesn't get credit for that. So I don't see him sticking with Chris Holtmann if he continues down this path. He can get through this year, maybe next year. I know he has a big contract, but we gotta start seeing something in return, in the returns on what Chris Holtmann is doing. He got a young class. Hopefully, they'll stick around. Hopefully, Sensabaugh has the sense to come back to Ohio State and see what they can do next year. I think they had a decent class coming in next year, and see if they can turn this thing around. Because this year, I don't think that's gone any way, shape, or form that anyone has expected this year to go. Not with the basketball team, not with the talent they had coming in. And those are good pieces they had. Felix Okpara is good. Sensabaugh is good. Roddy Gale, he's I think unheralded. He's just been getting better and better. The team is good. Why they can't put it together long enough to win a game, I don't know. It always goes back to the coaching, so I don't know. See this picture of Holtmann, angry man. He should be. He's not winning. He's not producing at the level I think he even expects of himself. But they got to turn this around. They got to turn this around. And NIT bound. Our men's team is NIT bound. Hopefully. Hopefully they can get to the NIT. Because they ain't going to the big dance. Our ladies, they got a chance to still do some stuff and do some damage. I still think they can get a top 4 seed and do some damage in the big dance. Our men's team, not so much. But that's where we at. That's where we're at basketball wise. That's where we are at basketball wise so far as we head into the home stretch of the basketball season. And like I said, we got the spring games coming up in a few months. And so in the meantime and in between time, there's there's some other stuff we can do, some other stuff we can talk about. And I know you go around to a lot of the different stuff. People are doing their top 10 lists and lists for that. So I said I'm going to do a list coming up. I'm going to do a list. But right now I just want some of y'all snap reactions about some stuff. So what I'm start doing from this point forward is just throw out some little quick snap reactions for you guys to comment on and just see how it goes. And what I mean by that, we're gonna start since it's basketball season. I'm gonna make my first thing basketball related, and you're gonna see what I'm talking about. It's just a quick pick, snap reaction, quick pick. I want y'all's feedback on your choice. I'm gonna give you how this is gonna work. I'm gonna give you just two options. There's more than two, always more than two, but these are two options I'm gonna give you. And you just tell me which one you prefer. It ain't gotta be just your favorite, best, whatever you consider to be the best. Okay? And that's how this is gonna work. And I'm gonna throw it out there periodically as I move forward. Just quick picks, quick reactions to get your guys' feedback and comment or whatnot. So the very first one up, to keep it basketball related. to keep it basketball related. We're going to go with favorite buzzer beater, best buzzer beater, whatever you want to, however you want to phrase it, your best buzzer beater. And the first two I come with my first two choices. Got to stick to the choices now. Matt Sylvester's 3-point buzzer beater to knock off number one Illinois back in the day, or option number two, only the two. There's way more out there, I know, but for now we're gonna keep it just the two. I ain't got enough time to do all of them, so just two. 50-50, two, one or the other. The other one, Evan Turner's 3-point buzzer beater to knock off Michigan in the Big Ten tournament. That's it. Quick pick, quick reaction. Just type it in. Evan Turner, Matt Sylvester. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. Now I'm gonna do that periodically, moving forward. Just get some interaction between y'all and myself. But I know who I would pick, and I'm gonna put it up there. But I'd like to see feedbacks because we always like to have our opinions on stuff for whatever reason. Some folks might prefer the Matt Sylvester 3-pointer because it knocked off the number one team at the time. Some people might prefer the Evan Turner 3-point buzzer beater because Big Ten tournament we beat Michigan. So just always interesting to get people's take on stuff. In regards to that. So that's my very first quick pick number one, so to speak. Matt Sylvester 3-point buzzer beater or Evan Turner's 3-point buzzer beater. And it could be about any topics moving forward, but I'm starting off with basketball since we're in the middle of basketball season. So there you go. That's how that's just going to work moving forward. All right. Okay. So moving on. I did want to touch upon something that's come up within the last week or so, and I'm sure some of y'all have seen the story floating around there. The story's out now. Is the Georgia Memorabilia Company selling the hit that Javon Bullard put on Marvin Harrison. Now, I ain't going to get into the debate about the targeting, non-targeting. That's been discussed ad nauseum. If you're on one side of the fence, you're there. If you're on the other, I'm not here to have that debate. I ain't debating the targeting call. No, I'm not here to debate that. If you think it was targeting, it's targeting. If you didn't think it was targeting, thought it was a clean hit, it's a clean hit. I ain't here trying to change nobody's opinions or minds one way or the other. It's not about the targeting call, okay? I do want to say though, so it ain't about the targeting call. I ain't trying to do that debate again. I did that already. Following the game and the weeks after the game. So I ain't debating that anymore. That's not what this is particularly about. I do want to say that that Georgia fans, they keep telling Ohio State fans to get over it. Well, y'all need to get over the hit. Well, a large portion of Ohio State fans have moved on. We're getting ready for the spring game. The big debate in Ohio State land now is who's going to be our quarterback, Kyle McCord or Devin Brown. We have put the targeting call behind us until the company came out with this. Y'all the one who need to move on. We moved on. We waiting for the spring game. Kyle McCord, Devin Brown. That's the debate going on in Ohio State land for the most part. We waiting for the spring game. So we were over it till y'all brought this mess up. Y'all brought it up, not us. Y'all did that. But I ain't even want to debate that. I ain't hear about that. Now I ain't even mad about the Memorabilia Company. They gonna do what they gonna do. They a fan. At the end of the day, they fans. You know how fans are. Fans can be jerks. It's a jerk move by them. I think it was, but they're fans. Fans can be jerks. We know that. Every fan base has them. Ain't no one immune to having jerks in their fan base. I ain't even here to debate should they've done it, not done it, or whatever. That's not even what this is about. I ain't disappointed in them. It is what it is. You expect that of fans. But the person I am disappointed with, to a degree, is the player. He signed it. He signed it night. The player did that. And to me, I think in the realm of sports and athletics and stuff, when stuff like that, there is a certain brotherhood that players have amongst one another. You see it all the time on the football field. You see it all the time in different sports. When a player gets hurt, Normally the team players from both teams are concerned about that player, regardless. You're out in the heated competition, yeah, and you're going back and forth, going back and forth. You're doing what you can to help your team win. But when a player gets hurt, unintentional, whatever, I ain't debating that either. At the end of the day, a player was injured, was unconscious, and could not finish the game. And normally, when stuff like that happens, players from both teams express some concern for their fallen person because they know the risk and the dangers out there on the football field or whatever arena they're playing in. There's an assumed risk that comes in these sporting events. So I was disappointed to see Javon Bullard sign off on it like he did. To me, I just think that was just totally a punk move on his part, very immature and quite frankly, classless on his part. But that's just my opinion of the player on what he did and how he chose to move forward with that particular moment. And I think even a lot of Georgia fans have expressed that as well. They like a good clean hit as much as the next person, but to sit there and glorify that you injured somebody, unintentional or not, that unless they even didn't even mean to injure him, but that you're glorified that a play that you took part in knocked someone unconscious. I think that's very immature. And then you got that small fan base. It's just a concussion. A concussion is a damage to the brain. I mean, I don't know. I just thought it was very immature and classless for him to sign off on that picture. A picture apparently that they didn't even have the right to do. They just took it, removed the watermark from my understanding, and put it up there and had them sell it. But that's neither here or there. I'm more disappointed with Bullard that he would actually co-sign on something like that where a fellow player got injured. Yeah, and at the end of the day, Marvin Harrison's fine. He came out and said he's fine, yada, yada, yada. But to capitalize on something like that you injured a player and going to put the picture of the player on the photo that you're signing off on, to post a picture of the player that got injured and his injury, I think that was very immature and classless on his part. But that's all I'm going to say about that. I thought it was just very poor taste and spirit that he would do something like that, given that something like that could turn around and happen to him in the future games and outings, that he would co-sign on glorifying the injury of another player. But that's just my take on that whole situation. I thought it was a punk move by him, but so people do what they do. But it was just in poor taste in my opinion. But Buckeye fans didn't move on until that came up. We're worried about Kyle McCord. Excuse me. We're worried about Kyle McCord, Devin Brown. That's what we're focusing on. And for us basketball fans, why in the hell can't we win a basketball game? We have moved on from that call. But anyway, that's my take on the whole memorabilia signing thing. Could have been done better. Shouldn't have been done at all, but the fact that the player signed off on it, I just think it's just very poor taste, in my opinion. Now, to get back into some more basketball, I had to get that off my chest. But I want to do another quick pick, because some of y'all be saying, well, there's other buzzer beaters out there. And yeah, there are some more other buzzer beaters out there. So I'm going to throw some other thing at you, some more buzzer beaters at you, and just see what your take is on this next set of buzzer beaters. Only the two options. Pick one or the other. There's more. There's going to be more to come. But if you want to do your own quick picks, slide them in the chat. Give me some options, and we'll do it out there in some future postings. But quick pick number 2, favorite buzzer beaters, and we're gonna go buzzer beaters that actually happened in the tournament, the same tournament. As a matter of fact, 20 was it the 20 I forget what year, 2013, no, it was 2013, 2010, 2013, March Madness, Aaron Kraft, his buzzer beater against Iowa State. Aaron Kraft's buzzer beater against Iowa State. And the very next game, the LaQuinton Ross buzzer beater to take down Arizona. Pick one. Aaron Kraft, LaQuinton Ross. Throw it out there and we just have some fun with it, have some fun with it moving forward. So basketball centric this time because we're talking about basketball mainly. We're in the heart of basketball season. So just some of your favorite buzzer beaters. The first quick buzzer beater number one, Matt Sylvester, knocking off number one Illinois, or Evan Turner, knocking off Michigan in the Big Ten tournament. Quick pick number two. What's your favorite out of these ones? Aaron Kraft, the the buzzer beater by Aaron Kraft, or the buzzer beater by LaQuinton Ross. Yeah, we can get those started, get it out there, see how it goes, and we'll be doing more in the future with upcoming postings that I will be doing. Two quick picks for this time. So yeah, just drop them in the comments and just see how that goes out. I like having fun with this stuff, see what people's opinions are. Now I was talking about Gene Smith earlier and how he's overseeing a very successful athletic department, and we are good in across the board in a lot of sports. Even though a lot of folks don't want to give Gene Smith credit for some of the stuff he's done, they don't want to give him credit for Urban Meyer. They don't want to give him credit for none of the football stuff. Urban Meyer, he picked Ohio State because he was available at the time. Gene Smith didn't go out and get Urban Meyer. Okay, whatever. Gene Smith was the AD at the time. Urban Meyer did what Urban Meyer did. No matter how he got here, Gene Smith was the AD. Ryan Day, same thing. I think Ryan Day's been very successful. He's going to continue to be successful, and Gene Smith is here during the Ryan Day tenure. So we'll see how it plays out and see if Ryan Day can actually bring us another national championship, because Gene Smith's going to get credit for that too, whether you want to give it to him or not. Successful in a lot of other programs, men's tennis or women's hockey team, wrestling team. We're successful across the board in a lot of sports, and Gene Smith has been the AD for that. So you have to give him some credit, even though you may not want to. But Gene Smith has been the man for a long time here at Ohio State, and Ohio State has been successful across the board in several sports. So gotta tip your hat to him, whether if you like the dude or not. You gotta say Gene Smith is doing a good job with our athletic department. And again, just look how we're ranked in so many of these different sports, and just a variety of sports we're ranked in. So again, hats off to Gene Smith, hats off to all the coaches and the athletic department, making Ohio State very competitive across the board in a lot of these sports. And then lastly, our spring game. Our spring game is fast approaching. It's gonna be here before you know it. Like I was saying, we already got our camp splitting up. Kyle McCord folks, Devin Brown folks. You can see it already button heads on some of the social chats. Devin Brown's more mobile. Kyle McCord's going to be another C.J. Stroud. He ain't as mobile. Well, Kyle, it's fun to watch. Well, Kyle McCord was Marvin Harrison's high school quarterback. I bet Harrison's going to do this, that, and that's what Ohio State fans are focused on. You Georgia people, we moved on from targeting. We moved it on. We want to see what's going to happen in the spring game. We want to see what's going to happen with Kyle McCord and Devin Brown, because who's ever at the quarterback, they're going to have them a explosive offense. They're going to have an explosive offense. So that's what we are focused on here in Buckeye Nation. That's that spring game. And then those who do watch basketball, how's this team going to finish down the stretch? If you're like me, I'm interested. I like the ladies basketball team. If JC Selden can get back there, I think that's a Final Four team. So a lot of stuff going on here at Ohio State. Again, if you liked anything that you have heard this segment, please hit the like button. Be sure to comment on the quick picks quick picks 1 and 2. Put your choices in. Only just one of the two. One of the two. There's a whole bunch of stuff out there, but you gotta limit it some kind of way. So just one of the two for each one. Quick pick number 1, Matt Sylvester, Aaron Turner, Evan Turner. Quick pick number 2, Aaron Kraft or LaQuentin Ross. It's always interesting to see what other people's picks are for that, and throw in the reason why. If you have take the time to comment, Aaron Kraft, LaQuentin Ross, why? Well, it's nice to know why. Just a little something, a little something. Like for me, it's the Matt Sylvester. I know a lot of people are gonna say Evan Turner, but to me, it's the Matt Sylvester because we knocked off the #1 team. The Evan Turner team, that was a good Ohio State team. I mean, they shouldn't have been in that position anyway in that game. They needed a 3-pointer to even win it. Matt Sylvester, on the other hand, that was the #1 team. That Ohio State team was all right. They was all right. So that was just a big moment to knock off the #1 team, especially seeing how this year we had the chance to beat the #1 team and we couldn't do it. So I think that Matt Sylvester 3-pointer for me had a little more weight to it because Ohio State there is already going to the tournament. They're already going to get one of the top seeds in March Madness. So yeah, it was good to beat Michigan. But I think knocking off it's always good to knock off the #1 team. I mean, Ohio State, and that Evan Turner, they were the favorite team to beat Michigan. Shouldn't have been in that position anyway. That's just my take on that one. And then for LaQuentin Ross and the Aaron Kraft one, gotta be Aaron Kraft. Come on, dude couldn't shoot. We were surprised when if he wasn't doing a layup, I was surprised the ball went into the basket when Aaron Kraft shot. So Aaron Kraft making his 3-pointer, yeah, that's it for me. Even though the Quintons took us to the Elite Eight, Aaron Kraft, he couldn't shoot. I think that may have been the only 3-pointer he made that year. He was the hell on defense, but on offense, if he wasn't driving the lane, you didn't want him shooting outside the key. So I'll take the Aaron Kraft 3-pointer over LaQuentin Ross's 3-pointer any day, but that's me. So yeah, just interested to see what your guys' takes on that, and that's how this goes, because I think it's something that can be fun to do to get people's takes on certain things as I bring them up. So please comment. So again, if you're liking this segment, please hit the like button. If there's anything else you want to comment on, please comment. Anything else you want to do some quick picks on, let a brother know, and I will do that in future segments. And again, if you like Buckeye content in general, please subscribe. Help me build this thing out. So until next time, go Bucks. OHIO. I'm out.